Alright, good morning everybody. I haven't posted in a while. I know a lot of people have followed me through the last year and a half. I've been on YouTube, and a lot of new people have joined in the last couple of months. So I think that just what I want to do is do a kind of a channel update, let you guys know where we are and talk to you a little bit about where I am and see where this goes. I'm not really sure. So we're sitting in the McLaren. This is the 720S. Have a track day tomorrow. The McLaren track day is up at New Jersey Motorsport Park tomorrow. So I've been driving the McLaren all week just to get back used to it. I actually hadn't touched this car since the last track day in May. So kind of crazy. It's a much different feel to it. It's a much different drive. The brakes are much different. So I just want to get back to being used to it. So that's what I've done this week. So this year's been a much different year for me. And if you've been watching the last few videos, I haven't posted very much. The last one was finishing up the race to Monaco. And this one, I just want to tell you, I sold my company back in January. And so I kind of want to start from scratch a little bit. So if you're pretty new to the channel, my name's Dave. I started this channel, it'll be basically December 1st, 2 years ago. It was really, started out as a car channel. And over the course of the last 3 or 4 years, I've built up a nice car collection. And just so you know, I own them all. We have 21 vehicles across this enterprise, but that's including my farm trucks and the things my family drive. But there's 21 vehicles on the channel. I sold my company. I built it over about 25 years and sold it in January and put enough money in the bank that I don't have to worry about money anymore, so I'm officially retired. And really from January 25th when I sold the company to a couple weeks ago, I had a 7-week plan to send my son off to college, having as tight a relationship as I could. And really that's why I haven't posted much in the last several months, because I've really stayed true to that. And I've got to tell you, we executed that 7-month plan. Comes an ambulance. That 7-month plan flawlessly. My family and I and my son and I have had a great 7 months. He is now launched. He is living up in Troy, New York. He's going to Rensselaer Polytech Institute, or RPI. My wife just got back from a resupply run. She's gone the last 3 days. He's been gone almost a month now. And we've had a great 7 months. We had we went up to visit the school again in April, and that was a week. And then we had the 9 days in the run to Monaco, and that was just Sean and I. Then we had the 2 weeks in Alaska, and a few days in Seattle, and a week in Wyoming. It was just great. One of the problems is it worked too well. If my son had left in January, it would have been much easier to say, "See you, dude, bye, Dad," and we'd been good. But the last 7 months, we really bonded tight, and it was a pretty painful separation to have him depart. So it's been a new learning experience for me, learning to live life with my son pretty much gone. We Skype and text and talk now and then, but it's different than having him in the house. Let's see, my daughter, Lauren, she is 16 and a half. She got her driver's license, and we gave her my wife's car to Q7. So she's much more independent now than she was even a month ago. So that was sort of what I call a double gut punch. With Sean completely out of the house, and Lauren pretty much not needing us anymore. She's a 17-year-old daughter who has got her own car. She'll be 17 on New Year's Day. It's been a new life. I'm currently, where are we going? I'm currently going to the gym. It's about a 30-minute drive to the gym I go to. For those of you who are local, it's Evolutions in Annapolis. It's probably one of the nicer gyms I've been in. It actually smells good. It feels good. It's clean. It's nice. Lots of classes. I hired a personal trainer back on March 1st. So I'm coming up on 6.5 months. His name's Michael. So you'll hear me say his name from time to time. That's been a big part of my life, is getting my kid Sean off to college and launched. We bought a house up in Troy, got it moved in. physical fitness is a big one. If you watched my videos from a year ago, I probably look quite a bit different. I'm down, coming up on 50 pounds. I lift pretty hardcore 2, if not 3 times a week with my trainer, and I'm on the treadmill 2.5 miles a day, 7 days a week. And I've really shattered my eating. I eat much differently, and just all those things that are kind of a nightmare if you're not ready to hear it. When people ask me how am I doing it, the answer is that nightmare, the one I didn't want to hear. Basically gave up alcohol, I gave up all sugar, I gave up most of my carbohydrates, and go to the gym every day, or I work out every day, and I go to the gym and get pounded by my personal trainer 3 times a week. So I don't know, I'm down quite a bit. My clothes I'm even buying different sizes now, but I feel much better. Life is great. So Sean is launched. Lauren's kind of much more independent. My physical fitness is in a much better place, and I've spent some time reconnecting with friends that I let go over the last 10 years or so. Growing and running your own business and raising 2 kids sucked out a lot of my life, and I let some friendships go, so I'm trying to rebuild those now. So let's talk about car sites for a minute. We do have 2 cars on order. I don't know if my C8, I don't know if the order got picked up yesterday. I'll just break in and show you what the C8 Spec looked like. It's essentially a full black exterior. It was an early available color, and you know me, I like the black. But the interior is black with blue inlaid on the seats and on the dash. I just thought the black and the blue looked really good together. I've gotten some feedback that some people hate it, but it's my car, not theirs, so I certainly respect their opinion, but this is what we're going with. Yesterday was first sweep of orders to be submitted by the dealers, and whether they got picked up or not by the production schedule, I just don't know. I should know by today, or certainly by Monday. From what I understand, the production factory has up until Saturday night, I think, to decide how they're going to pick up and prioritize orders that have been submitted by the dealers. So I probably won't know until Monday. We'll see. As soon as I know, I'll let you know. The GT500, the 2020 Mustang. Hey guys, let me break in here and just show you a picture of what we ordered. This is the grabber lime green with the white racing stripe. This is what we ordered. I still, like I said, I don't have a date for it, but I just thought I'd show you a picture of it while we're talking about it. There's also an order. It's supposed to go into production this fall, but I don't have a production date. I bought both of those from the same dealer, Whitmore, up in Pennsylvania, in Harrisburg. Matt Beaver. If you watch Streets Beat 717, you see Matt quite a bit. Matt and I buy a lot of material from those guys, but I'm not nearly as public as Mike is. So, but they're great. I love them. They're aggressive. They get allocations that others don't, and they're willing to grant me first or second one. Obviously, if Mike wants a allocation, he gets allocation number 1. In fact, he's sitting number 1 on the C8 list for them, and I'm sitting number 2. So that's where we are with cars. Had a deer accident in the Demon. All right, I'm just showing you kind of where the deer's head hit my fender. That's actually right where he crushed me. I was doing about 25 miles an hour because I saw him coming. I just couldn't get stopped. And then he went on down the side of my door and left a nice crease all the way down the side. Don't freak out. I'll put up some photos of it. The deer hit me. I didn't hit the deer. It's a much better situation. The deer came off a hill and hit my front passenger side fender, put a big dent in it, and then he rolled down the side of the car. It's all fixed. It happened about two weeks ago, and Monday I picked it up from the shop. Okay, so here it is after we picked it up from the shop. This is where the deer head had hit. This is the door. It's, in fact, it's so perfect you can't see the color. It's so shiny, but it looks great. And then here's the Demon logo. We've not put the badge back on. I'm waiting to get it
We're going to get it recoated. We're going to get it clear broad, and then we'll get it ceramic coated, and then the Demon logo will go back on then. But they did a beautiful job.
I'll show you the before and afters later on in the video. We've got Travis McNutt. If you don't know him, I'll put some links down below if you want to go see him. He's the best finished guy I've ever met. He came to my shop back in, I want to say early May, and did a bunch of my cars. And we did a great photo session with Travis and then David Van Voris. And Travis is coming back. He'll be here on Wednesday, and he will be doing some more work for our cars, and I will make sure you see those. On the personal side of the cars, we've purchased two, really, since I've talked to you much. One is my wife's dream car, was an Audi A5. So she has a 2019 Audi A5, and it is beautiful. And then since we gave her Q7 to our daughter, she needed a daily driver, so we got her a used Range Rover. We got her the Range Rover Sport HSE. It's a 2016. She got it for about 50 grand. And I brought up something that I just go off on a little rant about leasing. I know a lot of people do it, and many of you do it, but I don't get it. For some reason, the prior owner left all of her paperwork in the glove box, so I went through it. I'm certainly not going to divulge any of her personal stuff here, but the one thing I did see was her leasing agreements. This woman leased it for 38 months. She put $58,000 into the automobile and then gave it back. And we bought it outright for $50K. So we put $8 grand less into the vehicle, and we get to keep it. So I never understood that. Just, the 21 vehicles I talked about earlier, they're all paid for. I know I'm privileged and I get to say that, and not everyone can say that. But I'm a buyer. I keep these things. I don't rotate them too much. But there's dangers in that too. The collection grows pretty quickly when you do that. But I just don't understand leasing. I understand that it may get you into a car that you wouldn't be able to afford otherwise, or you like to roll your cars every 2 or 3 or 4 years. But I was stunned that somebody would pay $58,000 to borrow a car. Don't really know what else I want to say today. I don't know if you watch Chuck from what used to be Corvettes 918, and then he was the Tulsa Trucker, and now he's got another name, but I'll put the link to him down below. He's another one that I would encourage you to watch. He's a little bit older. He's 43. And I say that as a 55-year-old, so I'm actually much older than he is. But he's a bit older, a little more mature, gives you some life advice. He's currently off of cars right now. If you go to his Corvettes 918 site, he's got a bunch of great Corvette material, though, and he's a good vlogger. But he posted something overnight that just kind of woke me up to just put the camera in the car, talk to you as I go. Some of you will love this, some of you will hate it. But I'm going to do a little bit more of this because it's far easier for me to talk to you as I'm going somewhere than to try to carve out time in my day to film a video and then smack them all together and then edit them. Because I'd like to get back to the channel more than I have been. I certainly have the time, and I have the lifestyle, kind of have the money. So I'd like to spend more time with you guys. I just have to find a way to do that and be consistent about it. So I just thought I'd throw this out there today, get the camera on the windshield, talk to you as I drove to the gym. So one of the things that I'd like to do with the channel is move more towards the business advice, business startup, business counseling, I guess life advice. I don't really know how to say that part of it. I enjoy doing those as much as I do the car videos. I figure there are literally tens of thousands of car sites on YouTube now. And a lot of people like to see things that I'm not willing to do. You're never going to see me race anybody on the street. I'm not going to get all up in somebody's face. I'm not going to pick a fight with a YouTuber. It's just not who I am. So if you want a little bit older perspective, if you want some different life advice or business advice from somebody who did it, that's going to be what I am. If you want to see burn drag races on the street, go look for somebody else. Along those lines, if you're not watching Street Speed 717, he's pretty good with that. If you don't know him, Kevin Van Vorst is another good one. I enjoy his content. He does some things, he and his brother David do some things I wouldn't be willing to do. But they have a great collection of cars and they do cool things with them. And then Kevin's a pretty smart business guy. For a guy in his 20s, he's actually, I think I told him the other day, I think he's like 6 years ahead of me in his life path. He started his own company. I didn't do that till I was 34. So I respect his business thoughts, and he's pretty fun to watch. All right, everybody. Well, I just thought I'd film a quick outro and then try to get this up. Back from the gym, had a great day. As we head into the weekend, I hope everyone's got a great weekend coming up. I got to do final prep for track day. I'll do that tonight, and then we head out tomorrow. It's a long day tomorrow. New Jersey Motorsport Park is about 3-hour drive from my house, so I'll leave at 4:30 in the morning tomorrow, and tech check is at 7:30 tomorrow morning, and then we have all drivers meeting at around 9. Track will open up around 10, and then from 10 to 4 or 10 to 5 it's open track, so it's really all you can eat. So what we end up doing is pretty much hitting the track until you're out of gas, and then you come in and fuel up, and you can go right back out, and you can do that. They close the track for 30-45 minutes so that the flaggers and the track team can get their lunch. But essentially from about 9:30 or 10 to 4 or 5 o'clock, the track is open, and you can just run as many laps as you want. So it's a great opportunity to learn how to take the turns on the particular track. I think we're gonna be on Lightning at New Jersey Motorsport Park. They have Flash and Thunder. I'm pretty sure we're on Flash. So it'll be my 3rd time on that track, so I'm starting to get to know it pretty well. So it should be a fun time. I'll do my best to give you some video from that day as well. And my intent now is to be a little more available on the channel. If you have questions, if you have comments, if you have feedback, please give it to me. If you'd like me to do a video on a particular topic or question or problem, I'd really appreciate you putting that in the comments, and I'll get on it. So again, have a great weekend, you guys, and probably talk to you Sunday or Monday. Bye, everybody.